Listen closely because what I am about to tell you will change how you shop at Walmart forever. I have worked with Walmart suppliers for 12 years, and I have verified inside information about 20 products that are being quietly phased out in 2026. Not on clearance, not being reformulated, permanently eliminated. These products are on shelves right now, but by summer they will be impossible to find. Number 9 on this list is a first aid item that costs less than $4 and could save your life, but Walmart says it does not sell well enough. Number 17 is a food storage staple that preppers have relied on for decades, but corporate wants shelf space for trendy items. Hit subscribe immediately because this information is worth thousands of dollars, and Walmart does not want me sharing it. Let's jump in. Product number 1 is great value brown sugar in the 7-pound bag. Brown sugar is absolutely essential for baking, cooking, and food preservation. Great value light brown sugar in the 7-pound bag costs about $11. That is $1.57 per pound. I found out this was being discontinued from a distribution manager who handles Walmart's sweetener products. He told me corporate is killing the 7-pound bags and only keeping 2-pound bags at $2.50 per pound. Why? Because they make higher profit margins on smaller packages. Here is why this is a problem for preppers. Brown sugar is not just for baking cookies and cakes. It makes dry rubs for meat preservation, sweetens oatmeal and coffee when regular sugar runs out, and creates glazes that extend the shelf life of cooked foods. The 7-pound bag is the only economical option for anyone serious about food storage. 2-pound bags cost almost 60% more per pound, which adds up fast when you are trying to stockpile. I bought 50 bags before they disappear. That is $550 for 350 pounds of brown sugar. That is enough to last my family for years. Stored in airtight containers, brown sugar lasts indefinitely if you keep it dry. Here is how I store it. Transfer to 5-gallon buckets with tight-fitting lids. If it hardens over time, just add a piece of bread or apple slice to the container and it softens overnight. Brown sugar provides quick energy during emergencies. 1 tablespoon has about 50 calories. In a calorie-restricted scenario where you are rationing food, brown sugar keeps you functioning when you need energy fast. And here is a trick most people miss. Brown sugar mixed with water in the right ratio makes a simple syrup that can preserve fruits for months without any refrigeration. It is an old-school canning technique that works perfectly and has been used for generations. Product number 2 is Equate bandages in the 400 count box. Bandages are absolutely basic first aid that everyone needs, and Walmart is discontinuing the value size that makes sense. Equate flexible fabric bandages in the 400 count box costs about $8. That is 2 cents per bandage. Compare that to name brand Band-Aid at $25 for the same count. I discovered this discontinuation when I was trying to restock my medical supplies last month. A pharmacy employee confirmed that corporate is replacing the 400 count boxes with 100 count boxes at much higher per bandage prices. Here is why this matters. Bandages treat cuts, scrapes, blisters, and minor wounds that happen constantly. In a survival situation where you are working outdoors constantly with tools and rough materials, minor injuries happen daily. Having a large supply of bandages prevents infections and keeps you functional when medical care is not available. I keep bandages in every first aid kit, vehicle, workshop, and bug-out bag I own. Last summer, my daughter got a serious blister while hiking on a trail. We bandaged it immediately, and she was able to finish the entire hike without pain or further damage. Without bandages, that blister would have torn open and become infected. I bought 70 boxes before they run out. That is $560 for 28,000 bandages. That is enough for a lifetime of minor wound care for my entire family. Storage is simple. Keep boxes in a cool, dry place away from humidity. Bandages last indefinitely when stored properly in their original packaging. And here is something critical that most people do not think about. In a grid-down scenario, even minor wounds become serious medical emergencies if left untreated. Bandages are your first line of defense against infection that can become life-threatening. Product number 3 is great value salt in the 4-pound box. Salt is literally survival. Great value iodized salt in the 4-pound box costs about $2. That is 50 cents per pound for one of the most essential substances humans need to live. A vendor who supplies Walmart told me they're discontinuing the 4-pound boxes and only keeping 26-ounce containers at much higher per ounce prices. Here is why this is catastrophic. Salt is not just seasoning for food. It preserves meat for months without refrigeration, cures fish so it does not spoil, makes vegetables last months through pickling, maintains electrolyte balance in your body during heavy work, and prevents iodine deficiency that causes serious health problems. Without adequate salt, humans literally die. The 4-pound box is the prepper size that makes economic sense. Smaller containers waste money and create unnecessary packaging. I bought 100 boxes before they disappear. That is $200 for 400 pounds of salt. That is enough for my family for decades. Salt never goes bad. Ever. It lasts literally forever when kept dry. Here is how I use it, curing bacon and ham for long-term storage without any refrigeration. Making brine for pickling vegetables so they last through winter. Adding to water during heavy physical work. To prevent dangerous dehydration. Using as toothpaste when commercial products run out or become unavailable. In a collapse scenario, salt becomes currency. People will trade valuable items for salt because it is essential for preserving food and maintaining life. Store salt in waterproof containers in a dry place. If it clumps from moisture, it is still perfectly usable. Just break it up. Product number 4 is Ozark Trail C batteries in the 12-pack. C batteries power critical emergency equipment, and Walmart is discontinuing the value pack that makes sense. Ozark Trail alkaline C batteries in the 12-pack costs about $8. That is 67 cents per battery. Compare that to name brand Energizer at $24 for the same count. A manager at my local store told me they are discontinuing 12 packs and only selling smaller packs at much higher per battery prices. Here is why this is a problem. C batteries power large flashlights, emergency radios, and camping lanterns. In a power outage or grid down scenario, these devices keep you informed and safe. The 12-pack is the economical way to stockpile backup power for emergency equipment. I bought 80 packs before they run out. That is $640 for 960 batteries. That is enough to run emergency equipment for years without worrying about power. Storage is identical to AA batteries. Keep them in a cool, dry place in original packaging, with desiccant packets to absorb moisture. Batteries stored properly last a decade or more. In emergencies, C batteries are worth their weight in gold. When the power is out and people need light and communication to survive, batteries become invaluable and impossible to find. Product number 5 is great value cornmeal in the 5-pound bag. Cornmeal is Southern tradition, survival food, and affordable calories all in one. Great value yellow cornmeal in the 5-pound bag costs about $6. That is $1.20 per pound. A distribution worker told me Walmart is discontinuing 5-pound bags and only keeping 2-pound bags at much higher per pound prices. Here is why this matters for preppers. Cornmeal makes cornbread, hush puppies, polenta, breading for frying fish and chicken, and extends ground meat during tough economic times. The 5-pound bag is the economical size for serious food storage. Smaller bags waste money and create more trips to the store. I bought 60 bags before they disappear. That is $360 for 300 pounds of cornmeal. Stored in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers, cornmeal lasts 10 years without losing quality. Here is how I use it: baking cornbread for filling, cheap meals that stick to your ribs, making mush for breakfast when oats run out or become unavailable, breading fish and chicken for preservation through frying, stretching ground beef by adding cornmeal to meatloaf and burgers to make meat go further. In a crisis situation, cornmeal provides versatile, cheap calories that fill you up. And here is something important that most people do not realize. Cornmeal can be eaten raw when mixed with water into a paste. It is not delicious, but it provides nutrition when cooking is impossible or fuel is unavailable. Product number 6 is Equate Witch Hazel in the 16-ounce bottle. Witch hazel is a medical supply that most people completely undervalue and overlook. Equate Witch Hazel astringent in the 16-ounce bottle costs about $3. A pharmacy tech told me it is being discontinued completely. Walmart is clearing inventory and not restocking this product at all. Here is why witch hazel is essential. It treats skin irritation, reduces swelling and inflammation, cleans wounds without stinging, treats hemorrhoids effectively, and soothes insect bites and stings. In a medical emergency, when commercial products are unavailable, witch hazel provides relief when other treatments cannot be found. I keep bottles in my medical supplies and bathroom at all times. 2 years ago, I developed extremely painful hemorrhoids after heavy lifting. Witch hazel provided immediate relief and promoted healing. Without it, I would have suffered for weeks with no other affordable treatment option. I bought 90 bottles before they run out. That is $270 for 1,120 ounces of natural medicine. Witch hazel has a shelf life of about 2 years when sealed, but it remains effective even longer than that. Storage is simple. Keep bottles sealed in a cool place away from heat and sunlight, and here is a use most people miss completely. Witch hazel makes an excellent aftershave that prevents razor burn and infection from shaving cuts. It is also a natural deodorant when commercial products run out or become too expensive. Product number 7 is Great Value Quick Oats in the 42-ounce canister. Quick oats are different from rolled oats and steel-cut oats in important ways. Great Value Quick Oats in the 42-ounce canister costs about $5. A manager confirmed discontinuation is happening. Walmart is focusing on instant packets and eliminating canister oats completely across all varieties. Here is why this is a problem. Quick oats cook in just 5 minutes versus 20 minutes. For steel-cut oats, they are perfect for fast, hot meals when you need nutrition quickly and cannot spend time cooking. The canister is the economical option for preppers. Instant packets are full of sugar and preservatives and cost 3 times more per serving. I bought 70 canisters before they disappear. That is $350 for 2,100 servings of nutritious food. Stored with oxygen absorbers in airtight containers, Quick Oats last 20 years without losing nutrition or quality. Here is how I use them. Fast breakfast when time is limited and I need to eat quickly. Adding to smoothies for fiber and protein content. Making no-bake energy bars with honey and peanut butter for portable food. Grinding into flour for baking when regular flour runs low. Quick oats provide complex carbohydrates that sustain energy for hours during physical work. In a crisis, when you need to prepare meals fast to conserve fuel, quick oats are absolutely perfect. Product number 8 is Ozark Trail hand warmers in the 40-pack. Hand warmers are winter survival gear that is being discontinued for profit reasons. Ozark Trail disposable hand warmers in the 40-pack costs about $12. That is 30 cents per warmer. I discovered this discontinuation when inventory disappeared from multiple stores in my area. A manager confirmed they are making room for seasonal items that generate higher profits. Here is why hand warmers are critical. They provide steady heat for up to 8 hours without any power source. In cold weather emergencies, they prevent frostbite and hypothermia. When you have no other heat source available, they work without electricity, batteries, or fuel. Just open the package and they heat up through chemical reaction. I keep hand warmers in all my vehicles, bug-out bags, and winter emergency kits. Last winter, my car broke down in a serious snowstorm on a remote highway. Hand warmers kept my hands and feet warm for 6 hours until rescue finally arrived. Without them, I would have suffered severe frostbite or worse. I bought 100 packs before they run out. That is $1,200 for 4,000 hand warmers. Storage is absolutely critical. Keep them sealed in original packaging in a cool, dry place. Once exposed to air, they activate immediately and cannot be stopped or reused. In a winter emergency, hand warmers literally save lives. They are lightweight, portable heat sources that require no maintenance. Product number 9 is Great Value spaghetti sauce in the 45-ounce jar. Spaghetti sauce is comfort food and survival food combined into one product. Great Value traditional spaghetti sauce in the 45-ounce jar costs about $3. A distribution manager said Walmart is discontinuing the 45-ounce jars and only keeping 24-ounce jars at much higher per-ounce prices. Here is why this matters. Spaghetti sauce provides flavor, nutrition, and variety to pasta dishes that would otherwise be bland and depressing. The 45-ounce jar is the economical size for families and preppers who are building food storage. Smaller jars waste money and create more packaging waste. I bought 80 jars before they disappear. That is $240 for 360 cups of sauce. Shelf life is about 2 years unopened when stored properly. Here is how I use it. Making spaghetti and pasta dishes for family meals. Using as pizza sauce when making homemade pizza. Adding to rice for flavor when pasta is unavailable. Mixing with ground beef for quick chili that tastes great. In a crisis situation, spaghetti sauce makes bland pasta edible and improves morale significantly. And here is a trick that stretches food supplies. Spaghetti sauce can be diluted with water to make tomato soup. It stretches your food supply when rations are tight and you need to make everything last longer. Product number 10 is Equate saline solution in the 12-ounce bottle. Saline solution is a medical essential for eye care and wound cleaning that people overlook. Equate sterile saline solution in the 12-ounce bottle costs about $4. A pharmacy manager told me it is being discontinued completely. Corporate is replacing it with smaller bottles at much higher per-ounce prices. Here is why saline is critical. It rinses eyes safely when contaminated, cleans contact lenses properly, irrigates wounds to prevent infection, and flushes nasal passages during illness. In a medical emergency, sterile saline is critical for preventing infections that could become serious. I keep bottles in all my first aid kits and bathroom medicine cabinet. Last year, I got sharp metal shavings in my eye while working at my job. Saline solution flushed them out completely and prevented serious injury to my cornea. Without it, I would have needed expensive emergency room treatment. I bought 70 bottles before they run out. That is $280 for 690 ounces of sterile solution. Shelf life is about 2 years unopened when stored at room temperature. Storage is simple. Keep bottles sealed at room temperature away from extreme heat or cold. And here is critical knowledge for preppers. In a grid-down scenario, you can make emergency saline by boiling water and dissolving the right amount of salt. 8.5 grams of salt per liter of water creates medical-grade saline solution. Product number 11 is Great Value Kidney Beans in the 4-pound bag. Kidney beans are protein, fiber, and complete nutrition when combined with rice. Great Value dried kidney beans in the 4-pound bag costs about $5. That is $1.25 per pound. A vendor confirmed Walmart is killing 4-pound bags and only keeping 1-pound bags at much higher per pound prices. Here is why this matters. Kidney beans make chili, red beans, and rice, soups, and salads. Combined with rice, they provide complete protein with all essential amino acids. The 4-pound bag is the prepper size that makes economic sense. I bought 90 bags before they disappear. That is $450 for 360 pounds of kidney beans. Stored in buckets with oxygen absorbers, kidney beans last 30 years without losing nutrition. Here is how I cook them safely. Boil for 10 minutes to destroy natural toxins, then simmer until tender. Never eat raw or undercooked kidney beans. They contain lectins that cause severe illness and vomiting. Properly cooked kidney beans are completely safe and very nutritious. In a crisis, beans and rice keep you alive indefinitely. Storage is identical to other dried beans. Buckets, oxygen absorbers, cool, dry place away from moisture and pests. Product number 12 is Ozark Trail Work Gloves in the 3-pair pack. Work gloves protect hands during manual labor, and Walmart is discontinuing the value pack. Ozark Trail heavy-duty work gloves in the 3-pair pack cost about $9. That is $3 per pair. A manager told me they are discontinuing 3 packs and only selling single pairs at $6 each. The math is insulting. Here is why work gloves are essential. They prevent blisters, cuts, and injuries during physical labor that becomes necessary during emergencies. In a survival situation where you are building shelters, repairing equipment, and working constantly with rough materials, gloves are absolutely essential for protecting your hands. The 3-pack gives you backups when gloves wear out from heavy use. I bought 40 packs before they run out. That is $360 for 120 pairs of work gloves. Storage is simple. Keep them in original packaging in a dry place away from moisture. In a collapse, when manual labor becomes daily necessity, work gloves prevent hand injuries that could become infected and life-threatening when medical care is unavailable. Product number 13 is Great Value Navy Beans in the 4-pound bag. Navy beans are small, versatile, and store forever when kept properly. Great Value dried navy beans in the 4-pound bag costs about $4.50. That is $1.12 per pound. A distribution worker said Walmart is discontinuing 4-pound bags and only keeping smaller 1-pound bags. Navy beans make baked beans, soups, and ham, and beans that are filling and nutritious. They cook faster than larger beans and absorb flavors extremely well during cooking. I bought 80 bags before they disappear. That is $360 for 320 pounds of navy beans. Stored properly in buckets with oxygen absorbers, they last 30 years without losing nutrition. Navy beans combined with ham hock or bacon provide filling, nutritious meals that keep you satisfied. In a crisis situation, navy beans stretch limited meat supplies by adding bulk and protein to every meal. Product number 14 is Equate calcium supplements in the 600 count bottle. Calcium is an essential mineral that most people do not get enough of in their regular diet. Equate calcium 600 milligram in the 600 count bottle costs about $10. That is less than 2 cents per pill. A pharmacy tech confirmed discontinuation is happening. Corporate is replacing 600 count bottles with 200 count bottles at much higher per pill prices. Calcium builds strong bones, prevents osteoporosis, and maintains proper muscle function. In a long-term emergency, when dairy products are unavailable, calcium supplements prevent dangerous deficiency. I bought 40 bottles before they run out. That is $400 for 24,000 doses of essential mineral supplementation. Shelf life is about 5 years when stored properly. In a crisis when fresh milk and dairy products disappear completely, calcium supplements keep your family healthy and prevent bone loss. Product number 15 is Great Value olive oil in the 51-ounce bottle. Olive oil is cooking oil, medicine, and preservation all in one versatile product. Great Value extra virgin olive oil in the 51-ounce bottle costs about $13. A distribution manager said Walmart is discontinuing this size and only keeping smaller bottles at higher per ounce prices. Olive oil cooks food perfectly, preserves herbs and the vegetables, makes salad dressing, and provides healthy fats your body needs. The 51-ounce bottle is the economical size for food storage. I bought 40 bottles before they disappear. That is $520 for 160 cups of olive oil. Stored in a cool, dark place away from light, olive oil lasts about 2 years without going rancid. Olive oil has more uses than vegetable oil. It is medicinal, treating ear infections and various skin conditions naturally. In a crisis situation, olive oil provides essential fats your body absolutely needs to function properly. Product number 16 is Ozark Trail Screwdriver Set. A basic screwdriver set is an essential tool that is being discontinued. Ozark Trail 6-piece screwdriver set costs about $7 for the complete set. A manager confirmed discontinuation to make room for expensive tool brands with better profit margins. Screwdrivers repair equipment, assemble shelters, and perform countless tasks in any survival situation. In a survival scenario, basic tools are invaluable and irreplaceable. I bought 30 sets before they run out. That is $210 for 180 screwdrivers. Storage is simple. Keep them in a toolbox or workshop away from moisture. In a collapse situation, basic tools become worth more than paper money because they enable you to fix and build things. Product number 17 is Great Value Evaporated Milk. Evaporated milk is shelf-stable dairy. Great Value evaporated milk in the 12-ounce can costs $2. A vendor told me it is being discontinued. Evaporated milk makes creamy soups, desserts, and coffee creamer. I bought 150 cans. $300 for shelf-stable milk. In a crisis, evaporated milk provides nutrition. Product number 18 is Equate Antacid Tablets. Antacids treat heartburn and acid reflux. Equate antacid calcium carbonate in the 500 count bottle costs $9, less than 2 cents per tablet. Pharmacy employee confirmed discontinuation. I bought 50 bottles. $450 for relief. Product number 19 is Great Value Applesauce. Applesauce is comfort food and baking ingredient. Great Value unsweetened applesauce in the 48-ounce jar costs $4. Walmart is discontinuing this size. I bought 70 jars, $280. Product number 20 is Ozark Trail Tent Steaks. Ozark Trail metal tent steaks in the 12-pack cost $6. Discontinuing for smaller packs. I bought 50 packs, $300 for 600 steaks. Shelter is priority. Here is the bottom line. These 20 products are being discontinued, and once they are gone, you will pay double for alternatives. While everyone else shops blind, you now have insider knowledge to stock up before it is too late. Smash that like button and subscribe, because next week I am exposing the 12 Home Depot products being discontinued that builders need to know about.